As an Indian sports fan, I keep looking for anything other than cricket to watch. And now the Indian football team goes and loses to Guam of all countries. Are we over the shock yet?
Well, let me ask you the question. Were you surprised?
Not really. I mean, I was hoping that they'd do something. I expected that we'd lose to Iran. Turkmenistan, I thought we might win. Oman, I thought we'd lose. And Guam, I hoped we would win, but
I would say that, no, I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised either. This was coming. You know, the simple fact is the moment the All India Football Federation takes a decision that says, I'm going to take back a coach I had fired earlier. Whether they fired him or whether he went away or he was told to leave and he came in for his first stint, the simple logic of any coaching across the world is don't hire a guy you have fired. You hired him again, and I don't blame him alone. This, when I say this has been a long time coming, is that the whole structure of the way we play football is completely lopsided. There is no national team in a way that actually looks like a national team. These guys don't train hard. They don't have any exposure. Now, you could always say, or these players could always call up and say, well, we are not the guys who want to board a flight. Somewhere Indian or the All India Football Federation needs to stand up and say, okay, for the next 5 years, this is the program. And we are going to put this on the board for the entire country to watch and say, okay, whether this program is good or not.
is it just the federation's fault? You don't want to put any blame on the players because the coach has said the players lack football intelligence.
Well, that's a new one. I mean, if the players are lacking intelligence, why did you select them in the first place? Why didn't you say that right up standing as a coach that I have a bunch of players who can't play football? Number two, All India Football Federation is always looking for some excuse or the other. We lost to Guam, which is probably hitting the barrel. You know, you can't go lower than that. Right. But my point is, why hasn't the president, the secretary, the vice president, whoever is calling the shots, resigning from their posts? Why is it always that the player or the coach needs to be criticized? Because at the end of the day, the policy is made by a bunch of people who probably don't know what they're doing. And the players need to follow a policy, so they are following. You can't really blame the players constantly. You can't really blame the coach. I will blame the coach in only one aspect, that we really need an experienced coach. A coach who's 60 years old, who's actually traveled the world of football, coaching big sides, needs to come here and coach us.
Wasn't that because perhaps in '83 we won the Cricket World Cup and cricket, the BCCI being a private body, really marketed the sport well, while in football we've had apathy?
Okay, let me take you further back. 1960 Asian Games, we won, we beat South Korea 1-0. That was a team that had Jarnail Singh. Okay, that team had Thangaraj. I mean, names that you start feeling excited about. Not because you've read them, but because you've also felt the history of football coming through these players, where we've reached finals of Asian Games, we've reached finals of Asian Championships. Now from 60, where we beat South Korea, who's actually a big side now, we should have expected, you should have, we as fans of football would have expected that we should have qualified for the World Cup by now easily, or at least be in the top 3 sides of Asia. Where are we? Somewhere these ministers, people who I completely believe, I don't think they actually handle football.